สวัสดีค่ะ and welcome to Morning Thailand อมวรรณสอนเครือหงส์
วิภาพรรัฐรังสี
Now of course Kun Jim is joining us every Friday now and for today starting off with the first news is not very good news Kun Jim. Unfortunately there has been a report of a big fire that broke out down south of Thailand in Phuket province in one of the biggest warehouse 50 rai of land is actually for this particular warehouse is quite big so they say that the fire broke out in the middle of the night of the 16th and it's ongoing for 15 hours.
Wow,
This is called
hours.
SuperCheap warehouse and is in the Mueang Phuket district. They say that they have used over 50 of the fire trucks to help assisting with this particular fire. And they say that it is a warehouse where has been in Phuket for a very, very long time and is one of the biggest business in town. So this particular, at this point, they don't know yet what have been causing this, but the police believe that it might be from the electricity short circuit. So, and it happens quite a bit, but at this point they say that the rescue team were in place and they say that at this point there's a lot of the firefighters, especially from the area, about over 300 of the firefighters went in to make sure that there's no report of the injured or the people that has been passed away due to this particular incident. Now they say that the company luckily has already have a arson insurance for over 900 million baht, not arson, excuse me, fire insurance. So this is probably would be okay for them. But as for the people in the area, the fume has created quite a bit of a problem as well because it's ongoing for over 15 hours plus. A lot of people, especially the staff, that will lost their jobs due to this particular fire. They say that would be about 2,736 people plus 700 of Burmese migrant workers as well. So they say that the labor ministry is trying their best to perhaps trying to find other position or jobs for these people, but it took over 15 hours before they were able
Put
to
out the fire.
Exactly.
Wow.
So it's one of those incidents that if you in Phuket, you probably would be able to see at this point. It just became a big land of ashes.
But no one injured or.
There hasn't been any report of anyone injured, and apparently it's happened in the middle of the night. So I assume that they're probably not that very many
during
people.
their working hour.
Exactly, it wasn't at the working hour, so
Yeah.
no one was injured. However, they say that the two of the employees were still missing, but they still have to try to find these two. Another incident that took place yesterday is quite gruesome as well, Kun Jim.
Yes.
They're talking about one of the most scary, they would say, because the extrajudicial killing of two of the drug dealers. This took place in Ratchaburi province, and they say that the fact that in the Potharam district there has been two bodies, not just one, two bodies of the drug dealers that actually around the area they found a lot of bullet holes and such. Now they say that the police found 40,000 of the methamphetamine pills, which is just on the back seat of the car once they arrived there. And they say that what happened was there was a checkpoint in place in the Potharam district, and somehow the culprits, once they see the checkpoint, decided to not to stop. Obviously, this is what they did. They tried to drive through it, and obviously this not going to help them because the police has a long investigation in terms of trying to get the culprit before. So they investigate on these two prior to this particular checkpoint. However, once they arrived there, instead of stopping, they decided to fire back at the police. So there's a lot of gunshot flying around in the area. So by the time that everything is finished, two of them, Kun Cholakon Jinda Jia, age 23, were shot dead at the scene along with his culprit as well, Kun Manop, or Nop Bang Tanot, they call him, Kun Manop Nu Prom or Nop Bang Tanot, 28 years old as well. So at this point it seems like these two drug dealers did not make it very far, and they believe this is probably just one of the part of a network.
Wow.
And I'm not quite sure, Kun Jim, if you have seen a lot of updates in terms of the Air Laos,
Yes,
the Lao
that's
Airlines.
a tragedy.
It's a big tragedy right here because due to the fact that I know that Nari has been not very nice to us in terms of the typhoon and weather and such.
Okay.
And apparently they believe that this particular airplane, the plane crashed is probably caused by the weather itself. However, they are still trying to find the black box that would hopefully tell us something a little bit more.
Yes.
And they say at this point, 5 of the Thai, passenger on the plane, not all of them were found. However, the 3 engineers from 2 are Thais, and they all from PTT. Now they say that there was 3 engineers from PTT. However, another one was Laos. He wasn't Thai. So 2 of the PTT engineer at this point has been identified. Is Kun Yan Yong Apa Anand, as well as Kun Nipon Meng Si. The family of both of these engineers has already been informed, and and they know to identify the bodies already. However, the other 3, these other Thai passengers, they were just friends who decided to take a little trip to Laos.
Wow.
So it's very unfortunate. There's also a report that one of the stewardess on the flight was actually used to be part of the pageant. So obviously a lot of Laos citizens actually...
She's a well-known.
Exactly. So
Well-known.
that was quite disturbing for them in terms of the news. In terms of the authorities trying to help and assist with this particular rescue, we cannot call rescue anymore, I guess, helping with discovery of the bodies and such. Thai Navy apparently sent in 14 of the officers to help just for this, and several of the rescue teams from Thailand, 50 altogether, 30 divers were sent in, as well as 20 of the staff that would look around on the ground areas as well. So in terms of Thai authorities trying to assist with this particular case, there has been a lot of information flying in order to help in this particular rescue mission.
I hope they will
Yeah,
search
because
and
that's one of the
find
things,
all
right?
the bodies.
A lot of people were saying that at this point, due to the fact that they're not quite sure, it's only 8 kilometers from the airport, so it's not that far. But the fact that it's in Mekong River and it was just so big and the current is really strong, so they say that the bodies could be scattered anywhere. Make it a lot harder for the diver to go in and try to help with this. As you can see, the diver probably
Yes.
exhausted himself.
Yeah, I hope the mission completed soon. Okay, we move on to the next news. Okay, it's another tragedy, but fortunately, all the passengers on the boat survived safe and sound. Okay, not like in Laos.
Yeah.
Okay, it happened yesterday. The Director General of Harbor Department, Kun Saen Saep revealed yesterday that the accident happened in the Saen Saep Canal. Okay, it's on the motorboat taxi. Okay, it's happened because Kun Saen revealed that the accident happened on the boat that traveled from Chitlom Port to Thep Lila Temple Port. There were over 80 passengers on the boat. And he said that the cause of the boat sank because the higher level of the water in the canal. Okay, because of the level of the water is too high, the boat that travel on the water, the bumper of the boat kind of hit to the port that made from the metal, the sharp metal hit to the bumper, make the boat leak.
Oh, so
And
it's
the
create
water-
a hole in the boat.
Correct.
And that's why the
Yes.
water just seep in. Okay.
Yes, after the water got into the boat, all the passengers kind of like shout to the boat driver that the water came in, then the driver tried to rush to throw the rope to the port, try to park the
Right.
boat, and all the passengers jump out of the boat as like try to survive.
Yeah.
You know how the
I-
chaos
I-
gonna be?
I could imagine at that
Yes.
point. And that's one of the things. The water level is pretty high, and due to the fact that it's at night, it's probably it's difficult to be able to see how far you are with the pier.
Yes.
But I would think
And the
that
boat didn't travel on the speed at all because of the level of the water. They have to be very slow
right.
because it's difficult for them to transport or travel on the water with the high level like that.
So they don't. So
no.
why is it like?
It's just the accident that the bumper hit to the port.
Oh, okay.
And make
so
the
it's
water-
not exactly because they're speeding or anything.
correct.
So it's not because of the driver.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just accident.
Okay. And at this point, the services has been suspended.
Correct. All the services are suspended. And everything it should be. I hope everything can be reopened soon.
Right.
Because a lot of passenger or commuter use this canal, go to work, go to school. It's pretty busy
Right.
transportation here.
And that's create quite a bit of a nuisance.
Correct.
That's for sure. Okay.
Yes, but fortunately, luckily, everybody's safe and sound.
Yeah, it could have gone really bad because obviously,
Yes.
if people fall into the river, who knows what's going to happen.
Correct.
All right, moving on to another news very quickly. This one is very disturbing. Have you used e-banking, Kun Jim? We have a
Yes.
smartphone and you use e-banking. Be very,
Absolutely.
very careful. At this point, there has been a report, and I think this is warning to all of you there that use e-banking. I'm one of those who always,
It's
panicking.
convenient. It's convenient.
Yeah, I'm very a
That's it.
panicky kind of person, so I don't really use it because of this reason. However, it doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen. There has been a report that a complaint has been filed and charges as well as the arrest has been made against teenagers.
Teenagers?
คุณจิรพันธ์อาพรศรี age only 18 and คุณสุเทพเวิร์นขุนทศ age 19. These two took 1.8 million baht out of someone else's account from doing e-banking.
Wow.
So be very careful. Apparently, technology can actually hurt you. They say that คุณสมชนะสุภวัตวรคุณ age 48, who's a business owner in Pathum Thani province, actually has filed press charges against these two for taking 1.8 million baht from his account. Now they say that what these two did was, on the afternoon of the 10th, these two went to Kasikorn Thai Bank, Thai Panit Bank or Siam Commercial Bank, and Krungthep Bank or Bangkok Bank. They opened the account in these three, and on the 11th, they took Kun Jirapan, took the victims, the ID, the photocopy IDs of the victim, which he got from his friend who worked somehow. They say that his friend work in the shopping mall. Somehow they got it. They believed that his friend might work for the bank and got a hold of his photocopy of the victims of the ID cards and took that and then went into the bank and claimed that he lost his phone. He went to the DTACT, one of the telephone service exactly in the Seacon Square, Srinakarin branch, and said that he lost his phone. Therefore, he wants to change his SIM card. And he took, obviously, he wants the same number, but he took the photocopy of the ID card with him, so every information would transfer back to his new phone. And afterward, what he did is he just transferred everything to his and his friend's account. And within 20 minutes, they both withdrew 1.8 million baht out of the account of this person. And he did not realize it until later on the next day. And then he was just wondering how come DTAC would allow such thing to happen. At this point, there hasn't been any talk about DTAC yet, but for the Kasikorn Bank itself, K-Bank, they said that there's irregular withdrawings and such, but they didn't inform the person because they did not think that there should be anything to be informed. So that was one of the things too. Normally, I would get informed if money.
Yeah, but that's what they usually process, that you're supposed to be call or SMS to you. That
I think the fact that these two claim that he lost the phone and changed the phone numbers, that could be playing part into this particular event, because the call would be made to that phone, right? Because you claim that you have already changed your course.
Wow.
So at this point is all very confusing in terms of how they did it,
yeah, but they did it.
apparently if you make sure that you be very, very careful using e-banking. Apparently there are different ways of doing things, and he doesn't understand either why his photocopy of his ID card were actually in the hand of these two, and he said that he normally would sign right away what it should be used for, but apparently that one he missed it.
Well, it made me think about the movie Catch Me If You Can, remember?
That's
yeah,
true.
this is another version in 2013, Catch Me If You Can.
Don't want to encourage all the teenagers to try that. All right, let's take a short break, but when we come back, we have a lot of updates in terms of the flood situation, so please stay tuned.
Okay.